Right, anyway, let's continue. Everyone, this is Catherine. She's a disabled fishing woman. I'll let her continue a little bit more. Tell her a little bit about yourself, Catherine.
Hi, my name's Catherine. I am a disabled angler, as Eric said. I started fishing about a year ago after being housebound for 6 years. Um, it's it's changed my life. It really has changed my life. I've met some amazing people. Um, I've had a lot of help and support from a lot of people. Do you know, it's it's been a hard road. It really has been a hard road, and had to deal with a lot of things like over the years. And fishing has been one thing that I can sort of feel normal, but there's struggles with it as well.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm married to Bunny Lad. I've been married to Paul for 20 years, been to go for 25 years this year.
I could have been out by now.
What, what a brave man, Paul.
Uh,
I am brave.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What's your main disability, Catherine?
my main disability, I am paralysed down my left side.
Right.
I started off with cervical cancer in 2007.
Yep.
2009. I was diagnosed with cervical cancer and it spread straight through to my womb. I had to have an emergency hysterectomy, a lot of treatment, and the treatment had caused my spine to disintegrate.
Oh.
And thank you. I had to have surgery. They put a cage in my spine and had to remove some bone and things like that. And I woke up and I was paralysed down my left side. I was housebound. Paul was doing all my physio with me and everything daily. I had to sleep downstairs in a hospital bed for over 12 months while I was trying to sort a stair lift and things out. It's been really, really hard. It really has been hard. And yeah, and cancer off and on over the years, skin cancer, nerve cancer in my bowel, just fighting it every day.
Yep. So how's the disability affected you in your lifestyle, and how did it get you into fishing?
So, obviously, as I said, I was housebound. I was going live on TikTok, making friends on TikTok, and the community came together and did a GoFundMe to get me an electric wheelchair to get me back on the bank, because I did used to
Amazing.
fish years ago.
It was for your independence.
It was to give me some independence because I was stuck in the house all the time. I weren't going out anywhere, and if I did go out, I had to have somebody push me. I couldn't go to the corner shop by myself. I couldn't go anywhere by myself. And the community, friends, family, they all did a GoFundMe, and we got an electric wheelchair. And my friend Jason off TikTok, he made me a harness, so I was able to fish one-handed.
Brilliant.
And it's like it's been amazing. Like when I first started going fishing with the harness, Paul had to push me down to my peg in a one-wheel barrow, weren't it? Do you know, and it just to try and get me to a peg.
I've actually witnessed that myself.
Yeah, you have witnessed that actually. Yeah. Do you know, it's not easy going fishing. There's a lot of preparation into each session that we go out on, do you know, to make sure I've got all my meds with me, to make sure I've got everything that I need with me to be out on the bank for that long.
Yep.
Hi, Jeff.
How's fishing helped you sort of cope with the disabilities that really, Catherine? Is it, you know?
I'll be honest with you, it saved my life. I was
Okay.
in a very deep, dark place, really
Wow.
deep.
Okay.
Seeing the same four walls day in, day out, I was a mess. And
Sort of
just
sounded a
to,
bit crazy.
yeah, I was crying every day. I had no life. I honestly
Okay.
had no life, Eric. Not one
Yeah.
bit of life. And and when Jason made me that harness and I got my wheelchair and I got out on the bank, wow, what do you know, my mental health, even me just feeling better in myself. I knew I was paralyzed, but I was trying new things. I was trying to overcome obstacles. Do you know, I've learned since in the space of a year, I've learned how to catch fish one-handed. I've learned how to cast 13 wraps one-handed.
That's
And
amazing, really.
you know, the support I've had. Dave from Castaway was there, stood with me, stood next to me, giving me advice.
Who's Dave? Sorry,
Castaway Dave,
who's
Mr.
Dave?
Melt from
Yeah.
Castaway, yeah.
He does all the PVA, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Owner of Castaway
Okay.
PVA.
Okay.
Amazing products, guys. And I had Lee Clifford sat in his car behind me, who's the owner of Deception Angling, and
Okay.
he had to drive away because he teared up to see how far I'd come from when I first started out, and seeing me make that first cast one-handed. Obviously, I have to strap my arm, but there's something else that Lee's looking into with Daz to try and make my casting a little bit easier.
Okay, yeah. What was the harness, Catherine? Can you explain what
The
that
harness,
is?
it's a bit like a sea fishing harness, but he'd done it
Right.
so my rods can sit in it because I physically can't hold the rod and reel at the same time.
Yeah.
So obviously, you just once fish on, and the rod's in place of the harness. You clip it in place, and I can just reel away, and then pull back. It's not going anywhere. I don't have to worry about that rod slipping out or being dragged in or anything like that.
Okay.
It secures that rod for me to be able to just concentrate on playing the fish.
Does it make you feel sort of more in control as well then, Catherine?
It does, yeah, because I can pull back when I need, you know what I mean? I don't have to worry about, you know, anything because obviously I sit on a bait box to play a fish, or even my toilet, do you know? It's usually my toilet, do you know? It's in place. I normally sit on it in the daytime. I'll sit on it, you know, so I can hit my own bite. But if not, then it'll be placed for me, and then I'd be taken to the rod to get it clipped in and played, so I can play the fish. Thank you for all the gifts, guys.
Very generous of you people. Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. It does make me feel more independent as well, where people don't have to hold the rod for me while I reel. Do you know, it's all about independence, and I had none. I had all that.
And it's given you that back, hasn't it?
It's pardon?
And it's given you that back, hasn't it?
Yeah, like I said, it's like since I come out of hospital, I had no independence at all. Paul has to take me to the toilet. He still does, do you know? He has to take me to the toilet. He has to dress me. He has to do all them things. Do you know?
Of course.
To be able to fish independently, I can't net my own fish and play a fish, but with the help and support of
that's where your harness comes into play, you know what I mean? When you've got that fish under control, and obviously I do need to have that fish for you, that is when you can just lean back, give it that little bit more pressure, make sure it's staying on the top, under control, and then the net. it's you know, it's been godsend for that.
It really has, do you know, that harness. If Jason didn't make me that and send me that, like, I could still be housebound now. I mean, to be totally honest, I may not even be here. I was in that dark of a place. So
yeah, I know, Well, I know the whole story.
I've spoke to you in depth before, Eric, about
I've known you
how
several
life
years
was.
now, so we have. Yeah, I've known you several years, so we have spoken before, of course.
Yeah, and
together,
so
whatever.
And Matt's been a massive supporter of mine from day one, haven't you, Matt?
Yeah.
If Matt's in here, do you know, he's seen me catch my first fish on live, and do you know, it's been an amazing experience.
I've got a little question for Bunny, Catherine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Paul.
Yes.
A little insight into how you manage on the bank with Catherine, if you don't mind.
A little insight on how I manage. Well, obviously, as we all know, we all take way too much stuff with us. So having to actually transport Catherine to, a spot that I'd like to fish isn't easy, as well as taking all my own gear, as well as anything else that I need to take for her. Yeah. And like she said, it's remembering to take all the medication. I even take a mattress topper to put on a bed to give her more comfort, just
and
so
no bed sores.
She can be comfortable, because it's not fair otherwise. And
so the medication is obviously number one priority to get, isn't it, to take with you.
Say that again about medication, Eric.
I said the medication is obviously number one priority for Paul to take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if we were doing a social somewhere, it's not as if I can just nip home and pick them up. If we're 3-4 hours away, it'd be a bit of a nightmare, and to be fair, it would ruin obviously our weekend.
28 tablets a day I'm on, so I can't.
So, being highly dependent on the medication, she just wouldn't be able to cope.
It's a challenge for you, Paul, isn't it?
Even more so the last few years, it's been even harder with not being 100% myself.
Because you've obviously got issues yourself, haven't you, with your shoulders?
Well, I've had 3 surgeries over the last 3 years. I mean, my right shoulder from my surgery from 23 is still not right. So to have another surgery at the end of 24, it's not been ideal.
Yeah, of course.
To miss so many of the months out of the year out of fishing, and to be fair, some of them are the best times to go. It's not been great. To be able to get out on the bank as much as we have, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people.
It has been through the help of others.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people really appreciate how hard it is for you to go fishing with Catherine on the bank, and vice versa with Catherine as well, because it's a difficult time sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, and not every path's perfectly level. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
especially walking across a farm field.
Yeah.
It's been hard, and there's times where, like, the weather plays a big part on some venues that we can physically not go. If we can't park behind the peg and the weather's bad, then we can't go then, because obviously it's trying to get me, as you've seen, Eric, try to get me to a peg. But somebody gifted us a 3-wheel barrow, and it's made it a lot better where Paul can push me. Don't get me wrong, it would be more better if it was a button and we could convert it. But, to have that just to be pushed is better than you lifting me and pushing me.
I used to get you there on a 1-wheel barrow to spots. I mean, it wasn't ideal, but it worked.
Yeah, no, I see that Baden Hall, Paul. That was difficult on there, wasn't it?
So.
Thank you guys for all your support.
Yeah, when we was at Baden Hall, Paul, that was a bit of a mission to get her from the car to there on the barrow, wasn't it? Because the grass was all high and up and down. And
and there was hidden dips, you know what I mean? And, stones that were like ankle breakers. It's never easy. I mean, this is why I can't take a wheelchair across grassy fields, because at the end of the day, if I end up breaking that, she's
shoulder as well.
A lot of her independence. She can't come shopping with me like she can now and everything else.
Yeah, of course. course. So the actual chair made a hell of a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, we can't afford for my wheelchair to get broke. Do you know, that is my legs
Yeah,
at the
of
end of
course.
the day.
No.
That
Got
is
access
my
to the
lifeline.
outside world, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's a major part for you, isn't it?
Spots that we want to fish, and I'm exhausted before I've even started because obviously I've had to get Catherine there, you know, the bivvy, then the
And
rods,
you've got to set up.
beds, all my food, and
Then
but
you've got to set
obviously,
up. Yeah, like Eric's just said, you've got to do all the setting up, and then it's like,
it's because you know, we do these things because we love them.
Not exactly that. That's the only, you know, that's it. Yeah.
it really
I
did. It
think,
saved us as well because we wasn't like, obviously, I just kept saying to Paul, because I was in such a deep dive, like, go fishing and go fishing, because I didn't want to drag him down. But actually, going to fishing has saved us as well, hasn't it? Do you know, we enjoy going together. He's learnt me everything. Do you know, credit to him. He's, do you know, he sat there and he's explained things to me and showed me how to make bags and rigs and things like that. I've learned how to make a PVA bag one-handed. Do you know what I mean? It's like Lee's learnt me how to zig fish.
Surface
And
fish.
surface fish, do you know, Lee Clifford learnt me that side of things. Seen me catch my first fish on the zig, seen me catch my first fish off the surface, do you know, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey, do you know. There's always ups and downs to it, and, you know, there's a lot of places I'd like to fish but can't fish due to accessibility and stuff.
So Lee Clifford, tell everyone who Lee Clifford is and, you know, what he does, Catherine, because some might not know.
Lee Clifford is the owner of Deception Angling. He is the most amazing guy you will ever meet. The support he has shown me from day one has been absolutely amazing. Out of this world. He's always on hand for offer me advice. Do you know, he's always thinking about the next thing I can learn, and he shows me, like, when he's done videos with me casting and things, he's explained things to me after, or he's told me where I'm going wrong. He's out of this world. I couldn't ask for a better friend. Do you know, even like, he's just a brilliant, amazing friend, and I couldn't ask for anything better. I just, his support, and honest to God, get yourselves on them TWGs, guys, because them hooks, every single fish I have caught have all been on Deception Angling products. I have never caught a fish that has not been on it. TWG, always.
Myself, I've known Lee for many years now as well. We fished together quite a lot as well. And I've got he's just a top guy, top man. Really
he is. Do you know what I mean? He always has his tunes on. He welcomes everybody into his live. He's live most days, watching pack orders or anything, and he'll give you the best advice that you need, but he'll also support people. He's great, and I'm so happy that he's been there for the first of most things that I've done, like the zig fishing, the surface fishing. He was there when I caught my very first tench. He was there when I caught my PB, my new PB of 2510. He witnessed it. He got up in the middle of night and did all the pictures for us, didn't he? And it was
brilliant.
He is a legend, guys, and if you're not following him and you're not buying his products, you do need to get on deceptionangling.co.uk and honestly try his products out. You won't be disappointed.
Exactly that. You know, it really
Thank you, Jeff, for everything. Sorry I've not been able to say hi.
Catherine, right, this is a good one I need to ask you. You done an article, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I've done an article.
Can you tell us about a bit of that and where people can read it?
Yeah, so my journey started with Talking Cart magazine. They asked me to do my journey and about my cancer, about losing my daughter. Like, we lost our daughter back in 2006. about how my journey began, and I write for Talking Cart magazine every single month now about my journey. Oh, and here's Jason. Jason M is the person that made my harness for me, guys. He is the reason that I'm out on the bank, because he made my harness for me.
Well up, Jason.
So thank you, Jason. So yeah, it started. I wrote about like my journey, the struggles, what we'd been through, and they asked me to write my journey every month, and every month I write my catches or my blanks or what I've learnt, who supported me, and also they've recently been getting me to do Q&As, and Brian Dixon, he's another top guy. He runs the magazine Article. It's an online magazine. You'll find him on Facebook. You'll find him on TikTok.
What is he called again, Catherine?
Brian Dixon, and it's talking. Brian Dixon.
Yeah.
And he's Talking Cart magazine. It's an online magazine. People can send the catch reports in. Also, I've been doing Q&As with people. I've Q&A'd Lee Clifford. I've Q&A'd Dave, the owner of Castaway. Adam Penning's another one that I've interviewed. I've recently been asked to interview Rob Hughes. I've also interviewed the owner of NutriBaits. I've asked to interview the owner of Angling Techniques, and there's some really good ones coming up. He's going to try and get Jeremy Wade and Mark Pritchard and stuff like that. Do you know, some big names out there. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, because I will be coming in lives and saying, so say if I do get to have an interview with Jeremy Wade, then I would be saying, is there any questions that any of you would like me to ask this certain person? Do you know? So
famous, you, aren't you?
I couldn't believe it. This week alone, I've had 4 sent to me saying, "Can I interview these?"
It's doing them alone.
No, it isn't. Do you know,
asking these people the same questions.
It's thinking of new questions all the time. Do you know, because you don't want to be putting the same questions out to each person. So you want different questions.
To do, doesn't it, as well? You know, it kills that boredom for you as well.
Yeah. So obviously, when I'm not able to get out on the bank like now with Paul and his surgery, it's like I've been doing interviews, you know, and obviously thinking about what we're going to be doing this year, because all our journey will be in Talking Cart magazine. It will be. You know, I hope you can all follow our journey, because there's bigger and better things to come from both of us. And I'm going to beat that 13 rap cast, and I'm going to catch a 30. Do you know that? Do you know, I'm at 25.10 at the moment. I've had my first catfish. That was 29.10, and that was in Coventry. Do you know, one-handed, that was an epic fight. Do you know what I mean? I had to have a lot of support and help from Paul, do you know, but to catch different species and fish, and it's been amazing.
Well, it is.
Definitely lots of new things for us, Lee. Thank you, Will.
What I was going to say, you answered that. You've done all that as well. So you actually, are you both team members as well? Is that correct?
Yeah, so we're both team members for Deception Angling, Castaway PVA, and Mad Baits.
Oh, excellent. That's good. Very good.
Obviously, Paul's been a team member for Deception Angling for a while. And
did he work the show as one of the shows, Catherine, as well?
Yes, he did. He worked for the show. Was it last year? It was. Oh no, I don't think there was one last year. It might have been the year before. The Northern Carp show. And I'm hoping to work it one year. even if it's just giving some advice or whatever, or
General
selling
talking,
Lee's
yeah.
fish. Just
Yeah,
being there to support him. And like I said, Paul had already been a team member. He was, and I went to Trentview for, it was the charity match at Trentview, weren't it?
It was.
And Lee Clifford come up to me and gave me my very own purple Deception hoodie as a team member, and that brought a tear to my eye. Just feeling.
But it must make you feel part of something, doesn't it?
It did. It made me feel that I was worth something, that I wasn't just somebody in a wheelchair, that I've actually proved myself to be part of a team, and
good for your mental health.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously Dave said about us joining Castaway, and I think we was headhunted a bit with Mad Baits, weren't we? The owner had messaged and said, "Did we want?" Kev had spoke to the owner.
With Fish with Kev. And
with Fish with Kev, seen the baits, and I'd loved it. And he'd spoke to the owner, and then the owner reached out and asked, "Would we like to be a part of it?" And we
seen the story as well.
And seen the story in the in Talking Cart magazine, and he asked us, "Would we like to join the team?" Literally, Mad Baits is.
It's all going good then.
Yeah.
Is there any questions in the comments anyone wants to ask while we're here?
Ask away, guys.
Big up everyone.
Yeah, big up for all the gifts, all the love, and like just everybody being here to support us.
Of Deception, Lee.
Lee has been our biggest supporter. Yeah. But I can honestly say Lee has been our biggest supporter. He's just to sit there to give time to go through things with him, because when you're as busy as Lee and he's got to do filming, he's got to go and do this and got to do that, to sit with me for half an hour and explain why to do it this way and things like that. That to me is an absolute, treasure. I can't thank him enough for what he's done. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Hi, Bruce. But if any of you have got any questions, please ask away. We'll just give them some time, see if anybody wants to ask anything.
Yeah.
Hopefully some socials this year for us all.
I was going to say, I've done that. I was going to ask you something, actually.
How did you get the motivation to get on the bank? I would say the motivation, like I've always wanted to go out back fishing. Like I said, I fished when I was younger. I caught my very first fish off the canal on a sea fishing rod, because the canal was right behind my house, and my dad only ever went sea fishing, so I caught my very first fish on the canal. But being stuck in, and it did take a bit for you to say, "Come on, Catherine, you've got your harness now. Let's get out and do this," didn't it? Do you know?
You did have it at first when I first took you to a little Runswater in the day, and obviously you proved yourself then when I was away from the rods that one time and it went off and you were just there.
I hit the fish myself the very first time, bang, hit the fish, and I did it, and it was an amazing feeling that I could do it, and that drove me to want more, that I could do that thing, and it wanted me to push myself more. I never thought I'd be able to cast a rod one-handed. I never thought I'd be able to catch a fish one-handed. I've proved that I can do this.
Another thing was, obviously, if I did want to go out, fishing, I was always on the phone to you. So
yeah,
we do want to spend that extra time together, and it's not always fair on my kids looking after the mum when I'm out fishing on my own. So, I'm Catherine's main carer as it is. So, I don't want them to do all that, to have to do that for the mums. It's not fair. They've had so much of their childhood robbed as it is. It's just...
How old are they, both of your children? How many you got?
My daughter's 19 and my son's 16.
He's just turned 16 now,
So,
hasn't he? He goes in the army as well. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. From a very young age, both of them have had to look after me through the cancer. When I was diagnosed with the cancer, seeing the mum so poorly, not knowing if I was going to survive or not, it can't have been easy for them. There was registered young carers, and it's been hard, but it's been nice to have quality time on the bank together. Jason, I'd love to fish down south. Say that again, Eric.
Alex has got a question for you, there.
Alex has one.
Alex, about the accessibility, I was just going to reply
that,
to
Alex, I do. Like, some waters, I just, don't even have a toilet for female, never mind disabled.
Not every venue you can park behind your peg, so obviously I have to put you on a barrow and push you there, and I can't always push you to maybe the peg that I would like to fish. It might be too far. It's not ideal, but, we still get out and we've still been catching fish, so, and we've been enjoying it, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, but Alex. Paul, Eric,
that it has been quite funny seeing you sometimes pushing the barrow on there.
Yeah, hey, we've had people stop it. We have had people stop us and talk to us and say, "How comes you pushing have your leg or something?" And we speak, and they were like, "Good on you." And they'd be saying, "You need to get a conversion kit for this," So you just have to press the button, especially with his shoulders and stuff. But it has been fun waving at people on pegs and stuff like that. When you're going past them and stuff.
Last time we had someone notice, the next day his mate got on as well just to fucking witness it.
Yeah, because he was on the phone too. So on the way to the peg, he was on the phone to his friend, and he was laughing. He went, "You want to see this? This guy's pushing his missus in the barrow." And then the next day, they'd swap places. He was like, "Oh my God." To see it with my own eyes, he'd literally just come down to the lake to actually witness it.
It's a cracking idea, man. I can't fault you for it.
What are the best venues you have fished for accessibility and facilities? I would say Trent View, personally.
Accessibility, because you can get all the way around the lake and park behind your peg.
Say that. What did you say, Eric?
No, that was. I was going to read out that question, but you read it. That's cool. That's good. But
Trent View's been really good to us. They've been dead when Ian was there, so supportive. Obviously, I've not been back since Ian's left, but
they had that ramp in there as well, didn't they, for the disabled people to walk up and that, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you know what it is? Yeah, there's a disabled toilet there. You can park behind your peg. It has been probably the most accessible.
The easiest to get you to a peg anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there's been other venues where, they've had decent facilities. Cromwell, Chester Lake had got amazing facilities.
Oh, Chester Lakes, I would say it was the most accessible, actually, because right behind my peg was disabled toilets with a shower and everything. Right behind my peg. And you can park behind the peg as well. So I would say Chester Lakes was really good. We do want to try a lot more venues this year. So if you want to do a social with us on anything like that, drop us a message. Obviously, when Paul's back up and running, we would love to fish with you all and have a laugh and catch some fish. He was a legend.
Is there any more technology that you've got or gadgets that you've got that helps you in any way fishing?
Technology or gadgets?
Because I heard a room somewhere that someone was looking at an electronic reel or something. Is that right?
Oh, I hope there is one of them. Something like that would be ideal, because at the moment, as crude as it sounds, I have to just go in a bucket. Even though it's a Ridge Monkey bucket, it's still
What, go on the toilet?
toilet and
You have to
stuff.
go to a
Yeah.
rich monkey toilet.
Yeah, it's not the same, do you know what I mean? But like obviously if you go on the bank and I do take my wheelchair, where at Chester Lakes I did take my wheelchair, it can be charged up on power banks. We have a Fox power bank, do you know what I mean? We've got 3 of them. I was gifted one by Fox themselves.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah, one of Fox ones got a fault on it. I explain that sometimes I take my wheelchair. And it charges my wheelchair on the bank, and they sent me 2 out.
Yeah.
Oh, the electric reel. I thought you said loo. Sorry.
No.
Right, the electric reel. Yeah, I tried that myself. I did an article on it. It was really good. I would probably say it's more for the match side of things.
I would have liked to have given it a bit
I would have liked to have had longer with it because we only had a few hours, but I just did some spodding with it and reeled it back in. It's really, do you know, it's a game changer for disabled anglers. It really is. You still have to play that fish. It doesn't do all the work for you. It literally, you still pull back, you still play that fish. It just, instead of you reeling. So on that occasion, I can hold the rod instead of reeling in. So I can pull back with the rod and things like that. So yeah, that is definitely a game changer for the electric reel, do you know?
Yeah.
And he's still trying to make things like bigger and better, do you know? And he gives a lot of reels to the BDAA, is it? British Disabled Angling Association. Yeah, he does. He gives some of his reels to that, but he doesn't just do normal reels. He does spinning reels. He does all different types of reels, doesn't he?
Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah.
It was good to trial run it. It would have been, like I said, would have been nice to actually have a fish on it, do you know, to have it longer, to actually have a fish on it to see how it played with that fish. Lee had a go of it. Ian, who was running Trent View, he even had a go of it, didn't he? And
there was definitely pros and cons to it, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What was the first fish I ever caught? It was, from being paralysed, it was a 12.5 mirror from Myanmar.
And where was that caught, Catherine?
That was caught at Myanmar. Myanmar fishery. It's just a runs water. That's one of the first places.
That's irrelevant, though, isn't it? That's irrelevant.
Yeah. So yeah, and I hit that bite myself. I did it all by myself apart from netting the fish, because Paul had gone to the next peg. He come running back, didn't you? After I did the bite, he's like, "Are you all right?" Helping me with my harness and that. But yeah, it was a great feeling. It was an absolute great feeling. And then obviously we had the double take, didn't we, at Baden Hall as well. That was great. We both had, and that was my PB. I had my old PB. But yeah, we both had a double take. It was great to be able to do them things, the first of each thing. It's like having my first tench. Was it in November? Yeah. We went fishing at Trent View for my daughter's anniversary of her death, and Lee Clifford was the owner of Deception, and Dave, the owner of Castaway, and a couple of team members there as well. And because they were doing a filming session, and I caught my very first tench, and it was £5.14. Yeah, £5.14 tench. It was lovely, and I'd never caught a tench before, and it was really, really nice.
So, what is your goal for this year for when you're going on a bank? What sort of fish do you want to catch? Obviously, your PB, I'd say.
I'd like to have a better common, because at the moment my common's only 20.2. But
30, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd love to have a 30. I'd love to, but even
There's no
just
reason.
progressing
There's
like
no reason you
28,
can't. Yeah,
it's
there's no reason
what?
why you can't. There's no reason why you
No,
can't.
and I will push for that 30, and I want to learn new things. I want to meet different people and learn
Yeah,
new things, and any advice
yeah,
that people give me, I always take on board, and I'll always try out people's
yeah.
advice and see if they've got any ideas. Like Lee and Dave's come up with something instead of strapping Lee and Daz, should I say, because Daz is a disabled angler. He's only got one leg, and he's an amazing caster. So the last time I was out, I fished with Daz, and he watched how I cast, and he came up with a few ideas, and we're thinking. Lee and Daz are going to put their heads together. They're thinking instead of strapping my arm to the rod, is to put something on my leg so I can give it that push. Do you know, give it that bit more power. So obviously it's something that we're going to try and make or whatever to try and have something that
So
would.
you've got more control of everything, then, haven't you?
Yeah,
Of course.
it's all about the independence for me. I want to be able to do as much as I can on my own, and there's going to be things in fishing that I will never be able to do.
It's the same with your casting, from doing an underarm.
From a pendulum, like they all give me advice on trying different casts. The pendulum, the underarm.
You're meant to see what was most easy.
So and I've got better in time, haven't I? And
to me that 13 wraps on a spod rod.
It weren't on a normal rod either. It was on a spod rod. I hit 13 wraps.
So it was a lot heavier of a rod, a lot heavier of a reel than you used to.
But
I remember seeing you casting, actually, the first time I ever went fishing with you guys. I seen you cast, and I could see it was quite difficult, but then I come to
to have it all. Yeah.
I come to you guys another couple of times, and your casting improved so much. You was getting so much further.
Gonna be a spotting queen. Yeah, like obviously Lee's been witness. We've got to strap like my wrist and my elbow because otherwise the butt end of the rod like comes away from my arm.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard. You've got to have it strapped pretty tight, haven't I, to be able to keep that rod.
Yeah, so you get as less movement as possible.
Yeah, but I enjoy.
The rod becomes an extension of your arm.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't hold it with both like we would.
Yeah, because one you pull with and one you kind of push with, don't you? Do you know? Yeah.
Line, and you've still got to let go yourself.
Yeah.
You can't use your other arm and hand to hold the butt and pull it down with, so you have to literally use that one arm. And for that pendulum, it's good because you've got the momentum of your lead.
I have seen some eco-skeleton braces for arms for people with the loss of strength in arms. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's going to try and find out.
I might need to.
Yeah, definitely, Carol. Thank you. Like I said, any help, advice, support, we appreciate it all. But like I said, like deception has been a big thing for us. Like that, I became first team. Like I said, like deception has been a big thing for us. Like that, I became first team. Like Lee saw me as not disabled, did he? Do you know? Like
you're another person. You're just another person.
Where people.
What I see you as.
Yeah, some people just look down at you and
can't see past the wheelchair.
Yeah, can't see past the wheelchair, you know, but people
irrelevant.
There's some good people out there that I'd sit and give me that help, support and advice, and do you know
when I've been fishing with you two, right?
I
treat you no different, mate. I treat you no different whatsoever.
No, you give me shit as much as you do the next person.
I do. And
no,
it's good, isn't it, Captain?
Yeah.
So Eric knows how much of a
Eric sat in my wheelchair.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
But do you know, it was amazing fishing with you. We had a right laugh. Do you know?
Yeah.
But you also witnessed me catching fish as well, knowing that I can do it.
Yep.
And all I can say out there, no matter if it's depression or if you're disabled or
Don't suffer in silence.
yeah, one, don't suffer in silence. Two, you can put your mind to anything. If you want to do it, you can do it. And that's what I
It's
did.
always out there.
I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but putting my mind to it, I literally pushed and overcome. And yeah, after casting a couple of times, my arm does hurt, but I still carried on, didn't I? I just carried on. I was like, no, I'm not giving up. I wanted to succeed. I want to be able to say to other anglers, not just disabled, but any other angler out there, saying you can do it, and you can get a dream and aim for that dream.
We're not, nobody's perfect. It all takes time. We're all still learning, so.
Well, that's right.
Achieve what you have. I can be proud of you.
But it must help you guys a lot more knowing that when you go fishing, that you can meet some real decent people there. Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, do you know, and most of the people that we have fished with has been so supportive, helped with advice, and even helped Paul. So like when we've turned up, like they've gone, oh, let me get some bits out the car for you. Like Lee's helped set up the bivvy with you, hasn't he? Do you know, he's helped empty the car, do you know, with Paul's shoulder being bad. Do you know, it's so nice that there's people out there that'd be like, well, we know what you're going through with Catherine. We know that you have to deal with it every day. Do you know, here, let me help you. And it's been really good.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh yes, yes, Bible Hour session. I'm up for a social. If you are, just message me the details.
Yeah, you know what I was going to say. What Bunny Lad is like, everyone, right? He's stubborn. Believe me, he's stubborn. Yeah. And he'd rather not have any help from anyone. Honestly, that's
you're right. I'd rather struggle.
Yeah, you would rather struggle.
You do. I've asked you before, mate. No, I'm all right.
Yeah, but then you could see the sweat and guts coming out of him because, like, he doesn't.
It's a man thing. It's just like he can't talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're doing it for Catherine. That's why you're doing it. That's why you love doing it.
Yeah, do you know, go on, guys, get it to 30k. You can do it. This is why Carp community is so good. We always help each other. Yeah, Will, there's some amazing people in the Carp community. You will always find some negativity no matter where you go. And someone will always try to rain on your parade or whatever. But do you. And that's all you can do. Do you know? I'm an open book, I am.
Catherine, them people like that they're irrelevant. They really are irrelevant.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know, and literally, it's at the end of the day, just be you. I am an open book. Anyone can ask me anything, anytime, and it doesn't...
It doesn't faze Catherine at all.
I have made something for your arm. I just need to put the Velcro on it. Oh, thanks, Wayne. I really appreciate that.
Nice one, Wayne.
But yeah, like keep an eye out for like the magazines, you know, it'll tell you about the story, but the lives, like, we'll probably start going live on mine and yours, won't we, when we're out on the bank, when we go, and just like new products coming out.
Remind them
it's what I read
again. Remind them what the magazine
Total Carp Fishing. Talking Carp magazine, sorry. Talking Carp magazine. You'll find it's a free online magazine that they do interviews in there. They tell you about different tips and things like that. You can send your catch reports in to Talking Carp magazine. If you want to do your own, like, piece, you can do. They're all welcome, and if you're ever interested in anything like that, drop me a message.
Get into contact with Brian Dixon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And here's Deception Angling. Please drop Deception Angling a follow if you're not already.
What's that? Totally.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Carp socials.
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you, people.
Deception Angling, a follow, please.
Okay, dude.
Has anyone else?
You've done amazing. But yeah, do you know?
Go on, Catherine.
Yeah, do you have any other questions?
I don't know if anyone else has.
Keep your eyes peeled for new products coming out with the teams as well. With all the teams, just keep a lookout. Don't forget about this weekend coming up, guys. You'll find both Deception and Castaway. You know, that head torch and the line is a game changer for night fishing. I love it, absolutely love it. And hopefully, if you want to come to the Doncaster show, you will meet me and Paul.
Oh.
Because we will be there.
Maybe lucky enough to get a photo.
It's what?
I said maybe.
So yeah, so we're at the Doncaster show. I'm going to do a big article on the Doncaster show.
When's that, Catherine?
The Doncaster one is in April. I think it's the 11th of April. Lee Clifford, are you still in here? Is it the 11th or 14th?
Yeah, nobody's really asked anything else, I don't think. Just scroll back through it all.
New to the page and stuff. Hello, everyone. Hi. Do you have a question for me? I'm a disabled angler. 5th and 6th of April, Specialist Blanca's just said.
Okay,
so that's the Doncaster one. You've got if you're up the Essex way, the Essex shows this weekend coming up. And then you've got the big one, I think, Farnborough in that, the big one. Farnborough.
I've got a question for you,
Catherine. It's some disability charities that have been supportive. We haven't been in touch
Alex,
with
we haven't really been in. I tried to get into. I'll be honest with you, I did try and get in touch with the BDAA, but I never got an email back. I don't know if I got given the wrong email address or whatnot, but I haven't. It's something that I'd like to look into and maybe share my story with them to maybe see if I can help others in ways.
It's only recently we did find out about the
Yeah, it is only recently,
it's well known.
But yeah, it's maybe I could learn something new to somebody else.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, like I said. Yeah, and Eric, are you going to any of the shows this year?
You never know.
Probably not, actually.
No.
I mean, unless anyone else has got any questions, we're about done, I think, Catherine.
Thank you so much to everyone for all the support.
Well, we possibly might get you back on.
Camo's going to Essex. Not a problem. We'll also be doing an article on the podcast, so people will get to know about the podcast.
Yeah. Well, no one's got any more questions, then we're going to leave it at that.
Do an article about the podcast, so then. Yeah, hopefully we can get a good article. Catherine and Paul, you are both amazing people. Thank you, Camo. Great podcast. Big up, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all your support and help.
Thank you for your time, Catherine and Paul.
And thank you for all the gifts.
And it's been a pleasure, and you're our very first ever guest, so that's quite good as well. I'm happy about that.
I'm glad it went so well.
Oh, I'm really pleased. I think it's gone so really good. Everyone's sort of positive about everything, and yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you, Hayley. Thank you for having us, and thank you to everybody. And watch for 2025. Hopefully, bigger and better things.
As you know, we got Lee coming on doing one soon. Don't forget.
Can we have you both back later in the year? Of course, Lee.
Maybe.
Thank you, Scott.
Right, Catherine, we're going to leave it.
I'll jump into the comments.
I'm going to wrap it up on here, Catherine. Close this one off now.
Okay, then.
There'll be one of us go live after, so you just jump in if you want, Catherine, yeah?
Okay then, sweet. Thank you, everyone.
All right,
Thank you for all the
Catherine. Thank you, Paul.
gifts.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Yeah, very
you.
good.
Thank you. See you all later. Much
Much
appreciated. Much
appreciated.
love.
Bye,
Yeah,
love.
thanks, guys. Take care.